Looking to enter a written agreement with a party that keeps reassuring you verbally that all of your concerns are going to be addressed. In this video, we're going to be discussing the absolute high risk you take on by accepting what someone is offering you verbally when you've signed a contract that doesn't actually address your concerns in writing. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Pamela Metani and I'm the principal lawyer and founder here at Graphene Business Law, a law firm working exclusively with business owners and entrepreneurs and serving our clients virtually throughout the province of Ontario, Canada. The concept we're talking about in today's video is one whereby parties come to sign a document in writing, and for example, one party might later ask the other, "Oh, I didn't see this thing we discussed written down in the contract." And the other party says, "But don't worry about it, I'll take care of it." Or the one party says to the other party, "Hey, we just signed the contract," or "I'm thinking of signing this contract, but something that really matters to me isn't even addressed in this contract." And again, the other party assures you verbally that your concern will be addressed over the time of your relations with this other party. The big picture being one whereby what is written does not match what you're being told verbally, whether what you're being told verbally is before, during, or after the signing of the contract. Those details matter, or they can matter in a court of law, but for the purpose of big picture conversation and big picture educational information on this channel, I'm going to be clumping them all under the category of verbal versus written communications, okay? On this channel, we put content out multiple times a week for you as a business owner and entrepreneur, meant to educate and inform you on the different aspects of business and business law. And if you haven't already, by the way, please feel free to give this video a big thumbs up and click on the red subscribe button down below. Now again, getting back to our video, in what world would there be utility to verbal agreements made outside of what colloquially you might have heard in movies or radio or whatever referred to as the four corners of the page? I, as a business lawyer of years and years of doing this and having my own firm and serving all kinds of business owners, cannot think of one advantage that would come to you as a business owner and entrepreneur accepting somebody's verbal representations and warranties when they are not mentioned in any way on the contract. You could put yourself in some muddy waters by having the contract in writing say something such as, as agreed verbally. It's still extremely messy, but that language at least acknowledges a world in which there have been verbal conversations agreed to and taken part of outside of the written contract. But if your contract says nothing at all about the verbal conversations, representations, and warranties that have been made to you as a business owner and entrepreneur, that is a major red flag, especially if the other party refuses to incorporate your verbal dealings into a written agreement, right? And again, it's really important you understand this reality of contracting with another party so that you can empower yourself and use whatever leverage you have prior to signing that document and asking for something to be included in writing. After you're signing the document, you're at the mercy of the other party if they want to amend or not. And then if they don't want to amend, are you going to have the guts to sue? Are you going to have the money to sue, the mental health capacity to sue, the time to sue, all of that, right? So the takeaway of this video, and it comes up more often than you would think, but the takeaway of this video is that when somebody is telling you yeah to a concern of yours verbally, you should make sure that that concern is addressed in writing and in a way that reflects your understanding of that concern in the agreement you are signing to the other party. Doesn't matter what the agreement is, doesn't matter if it's a shareholders agreement, if it's a partnership agreement, if it's a buy and sell agreement, if it's a real estate commercial lease agreement. It doesn't matter what the agreement is, so long as there's an agreement in writing where there exists a discrepancy between that and the verbal. That is going to be a huge risk you undertake if you don't successfully address it prior to signing, okay? Part of the reason that that's a risk is because written contracts are always favored in law. All of case law tells us that where there exists a written contract and a verbal conversation otherwise, we're going to be, unless very, very specific criteria are met, and even then, those specific conversations of the verbal criteria have to be very well evidenced. But unless that, 1% sort of element of the criteria is met, courts are always going to tell us that they will go with what's in writing, because with what's in writing is hard evidence in front of the court that you and the other party have both agreed to. That is further cushioned by the fact that in today's agreements, you'd be hard pressed to find an agreement that doesn't have a clause referred to as the entire agreement clause. Now, this clause can be its own section of an agreement, or it can be grouped under what we see as the miscellaneous, right? So miscellaneous would have things like time is of the essence, where notices should be sent, things like that. And in there, we'll see often as well an entire agreement clause that says that what's here on these pages of the agreement we are signing comprises the entire agreement agreed to by the parties at hand. So many things work against you when you let yourself be enticed by somebody's verbal communications and representations and warranties in a manner that is not represented in what you're signing. That is a sign of fairly unsophisticated individuals. It's the poor sucker syndrome, right? Somebody is usually doing that to you because they can. But hopefully watching a video like this and hopefully doing your research prior to entering a contract like that and Googling, the value of verbal agreements or the value of verbal representations when they're not reflected in a written agreement, hopefully that sort of research, again, including the watching of this video, helps you prepare when you're going into conversations with a party, because it's not about why would they do that to you, why would they take you down that trail. A party could give you the yeah verbally because they're evil, because they're stupid, because they're ignorant, because they're calculated. It could be so many different reasons that the other party is dragging you along verbally but not putting it in writing. But that's not up to you to figure out. The only thing up to you to figure out is how are you protecting yourself. Okay, how are you protecting yourself? And of course, if you're in the province of Ontario, Canada, and looking at any sort of business agreement to enter into for your business, whether launching, growing, or concluding your business, here at Graphene Business Law, we are not only able and willing to help, but we are happy to help you protect yourself and your business interests. You can reach us anytime. info@graphenebusinesslaw.ca is our welcome email, and of course graphenebusinesslaw.ca is our website, and I'll link all that down in the title. I'll link that all down in the caption down below. Otherwise, thanks again for watching this video. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, click on the subscribe button down below, and give us a comment. Let us know, what did you think? Comments are one of the best ways that you guys can engage with each other on this Graphene business channel. You've done a great job of helping the channel grow so far, and you can continue to use those comments to help each other grow. And of course, we do use those comments sort of as video talking points for upcoming videos, so you never know if something that really matters to you might be, we might pick it up and I might talk about it next week. So thanks again for watching.